Yo, what's up YouTube? Danny James here, and today we have a very different video from the ones that you're used to. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you what I've learned from making 150 plus videos on YouTube with long form content primarily. Before I start this small presentation, I just want to address that I might quote three people that I've learned from, namely Alex Hormozi, Andrew Kirby, and Taekwondo. The first thing was, why did I choose this title? And the answer is really simple, is that would you rather get advice from someone who got away with their first 10 videos or someone who had to make up to 100 videos before even getting people watching them? For me personally, let me just go on my account. Here's my channel. I just want to scroll down. So here's my oldest video. It took me roughly 80 videos before I got my first 1,000 subscribers up to this point. Because right after 1,000 subs, that's when I also started shooting myself and adding it into the tutorials. Now, having done 100 videos, I was able to understand one thing, and it's that I know that some videos performed, I know that some videos didn't perform, but I know why. And that's the only way to know what works and what doesn't. You only have to try different things until you find something that works. You only need one shot on target. One shot and you're good. Now the second thing is that the more videos you make over time, the better you get at making videos that people want to watch. And the last thing I want to address from this slide is that don't try to wait for the perfect conditions. So for anyone who wants to start YouTube, or they want to post on their social media to document their journey in some way, try to start where you stand. Start with the things that are around you, and then better tools would be found along the way. So if you try to wait for the perfect conditions, it will assume that those set of conditions are required to succeed, and that if the conditions are no longer perfect, it means you will fail. So you want to get yourself used to doing things when they are harder initially. Start with the confusion, and then things will get easier along the way. Second is that your efforts have compounding effects. Here are small illustrations you can see on the screen. This is what compound interest looks like. I will quickly show you a perfect example for this. If you go to my Social Blade profile, just scroll down. To be honest, I'm a normal average channel, but to me personally, I've already won. This is all the way from 2020 August going to 2021 when I started getting serious, and the efforts compounded just like that. Now the key takeaway from this slide is that the first step is usually the steepest. If you look at this illustration right here, the first step usually feels like this, and then the second one will be easier, the third one, fourth, and then things kind of you get used to it. So just try to take that first step, because I understand that at that point when you're taking the first step, your beliefs are bad, your habits are poor, you know less, and then you also have these preconceived ideas about how people will view it and all that. You just want to take that first step. By the time you're taking the second and third and the fourth, you're not even thinking about things. So compound interest is something that you might want to pay attention to. On to our third section, and that it's all about consistency with YouTube. The more you upload, the better chances that you have at reaching the intended audience. And from this slide, you just need to understand that with YouTube, or with content creation generally, you're trying to leverage time. Time is free. Now, unlike real estate, where you need resources, you need money, you need to know these guys, you need to know all these people, the supply and all that, with YouTube or content creation generally, you don't have to invest upfront like that. All you're doing is you're putting in time, and the time that you're putting is time that you would have been doing some other shit. So just try to leverage the time and put it upfront. As I say in this point here, you need to have a process that is easy to replicate. What do I mean by this? For you to be consistent, you need a process that is easy to replicate over and over. For me personally, when I was uploading on my channel, I was recording just the screen and the audio with my mic, because that was what I would easily do week in, week out. Until I got to 1,000 subs, that's when I started including a face of me, because I started shooting video right at this point. Right here, that's when I had gotten to 1,000 subs after about 80 videos. And something else that is also a bit funny, I had a script. I had a script for introducing my videos, what's up YouTube, you're back at it, all that. because that's what I had to use. And nowadays I don't even use a script. I haven't used a script in a long time unless it's something really serious. But yeah, just try to have a process that is easy to replicate over and over again. And then the next thing is that try building a solid fan base. You rather have 100 subs that will watch your content week in, week out, day in, day out. Out of those 100 subs, you can have 2 of them buying your product. I feel like that's better than having 10k people that watch your stuff and then they leave. So you're just trying to build a solid fan base. And the only way to build a solid fan base is by having a steady incline. You'd rather have the approach where things are going up slowly, but they're always going up. Everyone starts with 0 subs and the number only goes up. As long as you're doing the right thing, that number never goes lower. So just try to avoid shortcuts. Do things your own way, do things the way that you know you can do them again and again and again. The other thing that I've learned from making 100+ videos on YouTube is that you need to monetize early. What I mean by monetize, it's not about Patreon or AdSense. Patreon doesn't monetize effectively. The issue with chasing the AdSense check is that you'll be in a rat race of chasing views. Whenever you're chasing views, it will always elude you. Whenever you're chasing views, you'll start doing things that are out of your character. And you'll start to subconsciously make videos that are attempting to appease the crowd. This happens all the time. Whenever you give people things for free and then you come later on and try to ask them for something and you're charging this amount, more often they will be more than willing to exchange the value for you because they can remember subconsciously or consciously that at some point you gave them some value for free and you didn't even ask for anything in return. So find ways to channel your traffic to something valuable, because the earlier you can monetize, the earlier you can make YouTube full-time. The earlier you can make YouTube full-time, the earlier you can begin making incredible videos or videos that people want to watch. Depending on the content that you want to try, I would easily recommend educational content. Has better shelf life in that videos that you made 2 years ago could be paying you right now. Let me show you a very quick example on my channel. I'll just go right down. Here's a video I did 2 years ago, how to animate a carousel. I was actually just experimenting different things. I wasn't niched down yet. So you can see it's at 5k from 2 years ago. You can see this one here, 5k, which is really good traffic. I'll put it into perspective right here. Let me go to my content, over 10,000 views. Okay, so here's an example. Here's a video I made in August 2021. Let's go to its analytics. This is a video I did in 2021. This will also tie into my earlier point about compounding effects. This video took 80 days to register the first 1,000 views. 80 days. Now let's double that amount. 80 times 2 is 160. At 160 days, it was at 3,800. And that's the only way. It keeps on compounding like that. Efforts that you put earlier on, they come and they pay you in the forthcoming future. The videos that are performing best on my channel, most likely I didn't know that they'd perform. I was just doing my thing, and then these things are just a byproduct. I will show you another example. All right, I did this video in March 2022, which is last year. It took close to 70 days to get the first 1,000 views on that video. 70 days times, let's multiply by 3. 70 times 3 to 10. Let's go after 210 days. After 210 days, it was at 10k. So what does that mean? It means that you can't judge your videos off of the performance within the first week or the first month. Give it time and you'll be able to get the right answers. And you can see previous efforts coming back to kind of reward me in the future. That's the good thing with educational content, as I said, is that they have good shelf life. They don't expire easily. The CPM and RPM rates are usually favored by YouTube for channels that are trying to provide educational content and such. Now, the other thing that I've learned from posting on YouTube is that there are so many opportunities that can come from it. They can be monetary, the relationships, social networks that you form. Many things happen when you document your process on a platform and give value to others for free. Some time ago, I was just a video editor that someone would contract. But right now, a potential client who comes to me is no longer choosing me from a list of 300 other freelancers. They now come to me because they've seen how I demonstrate my process. They've seen how I handle my projects. They see the dedication that you put into your own hustle, and they understand and see that you'll also put the same energy into their work. And then the other thing is that you'll get to work with clients that you want to work with, not just anyone who wants to contract with you. The other thing that I've learned from making so many videos on YouTube is that I've inherently had to learn new skills. Even if it's something that I wasn't interested in, I was forced to learn these things. They could be something as simple as creating a thumbnail, whether it's on Photoshop or on Canva, improving your grammar. Whenever you type items on your description box, you learn how to structure your sentences. You also get to learn how to post on social media. Other things that you might learn from making videos on YouTube is digital marketing, making a website, SEO stuff. For me personally, I've also had to learn how to read the Google Analytics and the importance of also learning the Google Search Console. So these are things that it's kind of like I've been forced to learn them, but I haven't been forced. It's just that the situations made me have to learn them, which is everything but a win. Last but not least, something that I've learned from posting on YouTube on a regular basis. I haven't really learned it. It's like something that has grown on me, which is confidence. And I learned this from Taekwondo. Confidence it's who you are trusting and why you are trusting that person. So for me, over time, I've trusted my ideas. I've gone through with them, and anytime that an idea started in my head and then I went on to actually actualize it, and I had an end product and I posted that end product, it sends a signal to my brain. Whenever I have new ideas, I don't even have to think twice. Even this idea, I knew it wasn't the normal type of content that you'd expect, but I already understood that every idea that I start, I have a reason for starting these ideas. And what happens inherently is that I will go through with my ideas, whichever it is. As I said, confidence is not a how to be confident type of stuff. It's who you're trying to trust and why you're trusting them. So whenever you have a stack of proof that shows that you've been confident in this way and that other way, it inherently builds on your mind. Again, it has also transformed my outlook on life. Nowadays, I find myself thinking long term in terms of any project or anything that I do in my life outside of video editing, content creation and stuff. I'm not particularly looking at getting the results immediately. I'm able to sit and understand that my efforts can be paid in future. The importance of these things is that you will inherently not care what other people think. Your friends, family, your partner or anybody else. 30 people can say they don't like you. Another 30 people will say they like you. Guess what? You're the same person. You won't change. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it and got some few things that you've learned that will help with your decision making in future. So in case you want to start posting on YouTube or any other social media platform, or you're trying to put yourself out there, I think this is a green light. If this is the video that you are waiting for, I hope it is, and I hope it really helps you and shifts the way that you think in terms of content creation. My name is Danny James. See you on the next tutorial. Peace.